I've been training for more than 10 years now and powerlifting for more than 5. In that time, I've naturally built over a 400-pound bench press, and honestly, I think I've got 500 in me sometime soon, maybe in the next year. I recently hit 474 for an all-time PR. But this video isn't about numbers. It's about the biggest lesson I've learned that's carried my bench from average to elite. And no, it's not just get bigger, although, yeah, mass moves mass. This is Winnie, by the way. That lesson is the power of visualization, being able to visualize different parts of the bench press in unique ways. What I mean by this is I'm going to use very weird and very unique cues to help you unlock your bench press by helping you treat the bench as a full body movement. How to use every muscle in your body to get a new PR. In my opinion, every heavy lift you do eventually becomes a full body movement. To me, it doesn't matter if it's a curl or a squat or a bench press. If it's heavy enough, your body is going to recruit everything it needs to move it. You've seen it, people swinging their hips on curls or their butts flying up on bench. That's your body searching for leverage. You do it subconsciously. Your brain is like, hey, I've got to recruit more muscles because the muscles I'm using right now aren't strong enough to get the job done. We can take that idea, that knowledge of everything being a full body movement, and combine it with weird visual cues that will increase our mechanical efficiency on bench press. If that doesn't make any sense, just stick around. This is my weirdest bench press video yet, but these are things that have helped me get a big natural bench. Before we get much further, if you like this content, if you like me, if this video helps your bench at all, please give it a like, consider subscribing, and leave a thought in the comments. So being the weird meathead that I am, my brain made a weird connection. I was recently thinking about that Star Wars scene in A New Hope where they're stuck in the trash compactor and the walls are closing in.
Help me!
That scene freaked me out as a kid. I'd sit there kind of imagining how I would survive it. You can't, obviously, but let's pretend that we're strong enough to push on the walls and survive that scenario. So in my head, I've been thinking, okay, I would push with my arms, wedge with my legs, press with everything all at once. And I realized that's exactly how leg drive works on bench press. So bear with me. This is gonna look really weird, and this is the best camera angle I have in my house. But yeah, I want you to imagine, kind of like in that Star Wars scene where the walls are closing in on them. Pretend this wall is closing in on me this way. Pretend this wall is closing in on me this way, right? So it's like if I was strong enough, how would I actually go about pressing these walls apart? What I would do, I think a lot of people initially would press with their butt and like that, and they put everything into their back and their butt. And I think that's how a lot of people traditionally view the bench press, like you're just here to press with your arms as hard as possible. But we know that our legs are the strongest muscles in our body. So rather than with my arms, I'm probably going to be pressing pretty hard with my legs, right? I'm going to position them in a way, and I'm going to use that to press my back and my butt into the wall behind me. Now I'm really creating a lot of force. Ideally, I might even have my feet up here, but I'm not mobile enough for that. So rather than using my legs to press my butt into the wall, I'm going to use it to press my back into the wall like that. That's creating a lot of force and a lot of tension. Now, to even the odds a little more against these imposing walls, I'm going to use my arms to press that way. But you see how this has turned into a whole body movement. I'm not just pressing the wall away from me anymore. I'm using my legs to press my back through this wall, and I'm using my arms to press my back through that wall. So I'm not even thinking about pushing this wall farther away. I am, but I'm using that leverage to press my back against that wall. And in my opinion, that's exactly what we're doing on bench press. It's become a full body movement. From here, in this weird wall scenario, it's the exact same leverages that we use on bench press. It's leg drive legs to drive your back through that bench and using your hands against the barbell or this wall, pressing through the back as well. I'm not going to press too hard because earlier I heard a creak. But that's kind of the movement we're looking for. It's a full body movement, starting at the legs, and then you're using that momentum to press your back into the bench behind you. The key takeaway here is this. You're not just moving one part. Stop thinking about the bench press as a chest exercise. You're bracing your entire body as one system against the force coming at you. That's what leg drive is. It's feet, back, and your arms all working together. And that's how you turn your bench press from a chest exercise to a full body exercise. You've likely seen or heard the cue that when you do a deadlift, don't just pull the bar up. Think about pressing your feet through the floor as if like the barbell couldn't move, but you're going to use your feet to crash through the floor. It's similar to when you do a box jump or like a vertical jump. They teach you to press down with your might hard into the ground. You're not light on your feet if you want a high jump. It's intentional and it's powerful. The harder you press into the ground, the more force is generated in the opposite direction. The same thing applies to your bench press. Think of that when you activate your leg drive for your bench press. The harder you press, the more force is applied in the opposite direction. And then you're using that force additionally to drive your back into the bench. So let's bring this onto the bench. Here's what's happening and how we can expatiate that door frame example with leg drive. Your feet aren't just stomping straight into the ground. You're going to press them down and out. Almost like you're trying to leg press the floor away at an angle. I want you to think of a straight line between your bar path and your leg drive. That bar path goes from your chest back into the rack. And your leg drive, the direction of that force is exactly opposite to the bar path. Very similar to how you would use leg drive on a push press overhead. So doing an overhead push press, you're pressing your feet down into the ground. Because it's on bench, you're pushing down and out. That force starting from your legs pushes your back harder into the bench. Your traps and lats are the anchor point. So think feet into the floor, use that momentum to press your back deeper into the bench. And now your arms can actually press off your chest with way more power because you've created a wedge and a stable platform underneath. If you've ever lifted on a slippery bench and felt yourself slide when you drive your legs, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Good benches will have grippy pads or you can use resistance bands to stop that. But that sliding feeling, that's actually a sign that your leg drive is working, so long as your butt stays on the bench. Another cue that's helped me with this is to imagine the bar is unmovable once it's on my chest. So let's say it's laying on my chest and it's welded to the rack. Somebody welds it really quickly. Stupid. But imagine it's unmovable. I cannot press it off of me. So the only way to survive this situation now is to crush my back through the bench. So because it's not welded to the rack or it is movable, if I think about it like that, then the bar moves without me even pressing it. That mindset of pushing my body into the bench instead of just pushing the bar, that's how I treat my bench as a full body movement. I'm using my legs and then my arms to drive my back through the bench pad, not just pressing up. I've had a lot of videos on lockout on bench press, those last couple inches. Well, exercises and cues sprinkled out throughout my videos. I've talked about this cue. I'm going to expatiate it a little bit because it's very applicable here. So you've done all this work, leg drive and all, to get it off your chest. Leg drive, pushing your back through the bench. Now I want you to imagine that you have a slingshot on. Now, I've never used a slingshot, so I'm probably oversimplifying, but the slingshot to me presses your pecs together and brings your elbows together. So I want you to imagine and visualize that you have a slingshot on. So instead of just pressing up, you have this force bringing your elbows together and your pecs together, almost unnaturally. As you go through your mid-range and lockout on bench, don't just press up, press your chest and elbows together. You're gonna activate way more of your triceps, your delts, your back, your chest, all the way through the movement. And while you're doing this, continue to use leg drive at every moment of your bench press. Your leg drive isn't just to get it off of your chest. Keep activating your leg drive throughout the mid-range and the lockout as well. It's a full body movement, the entire movement. If you want practice with that specifically, like using leg drive at every part of your bench press, check out my last video all about, warming up on bench press. I have a really good drill to help you. Now, I want to be clear. I always kind of have these caveats in my videos because people want, a big chest and they come to my videos. I'm not a bodybuilder. If you're bodybuilding, you may not care about all these cues. Bench can absolutely just be a chest exercise for hypertrophy, but if your goal is maximal strength, or if you're chasing big numbers, or you want to compete at a high level, then you have to treat your bench press like a full body movement. That's the difference between training for muscle and training for strength expression. One builds tissue as the primary focus, and the other one builds leverages and efficiency as the primary focus. So next time you're on bench, don't just think about it's a chest exercise and I'm pressing the bar. Think about wedging your whole body like you're stuck in the Star Wars trash compactor. Drive through your feet, press with your back, and use your arms as tools to bring your elbows together and keep driving back through the bench press. I'm curious, what mental cues have helped you unlock your strength and your lifts? Drop them in the comments. Don't just limit it to bench press. Like I said, if you haven't seen my last video on bar path warm-ups, that pairs perfectly with this one, because success to me in powerlifting isn't just one trick. It's stacking tricks, stacking these leverages, these visual and mental cues and mechanics until the whole lift comes together. Guys, we recently reached 1,000 subscribers. I can't thank you enough for all their support. I've been uploading inconsistently for around 10 months as of recording this video, and reaching 1,000 subs before the end of the year was way beyond my goal. So thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Till next time, take care, y'all. Live strong.